Hello and welcome to another Warhammer the Old World tournament report. I'm going to run through the 3 games from a doubles tournament that I hosted and played in. So each player brought 1,000 points, and then you had your teammate with another 1,000 points for 2,000 points total. And we just said that you just treated your opponent or your partner as trusted allies, like in the rulebook for allied contingents. So yeah, we had a good turnout. I think we have 8 teams, I think, in the end. So my list, I brought Cathay. I brought Miao Ying as the general, then a unit of 8 Lancers, Celestial with the Celestial Dragon Guard upgrade, and they had the Alchemist's Mask for Plague of Rust, bound spell, and then another unit of 5 Jade Lancers special, and then a balloon. I converted up a floating sky tower that I was pretty happy with. I 3D printed and made it out of styrofoam, and then the base broke as I was packing the army up, so I had to quickly sub in my Lothian Sky Cutter, which was too bad. Pretty compact elite army. And Miao Ying was, I think, probably the biggest dragon at the event. But there were some other big nasties there too. And then my partner was playing Empire. Our team was East meets West. And he had a big block of veteran state troops with a Griffin banner with a level 4 mage and a battle standard bearer, a unit of 2 demigryphs, 4 outriders with brace of pistols, and a great cannon. So yeah, I thought it was sort of one big infantry block to anchor and then some hammers to run around and a bit of a range threat from the cannon. Our first round was against a team of Empire and Lizardmen, and they had a big unit of state troops, one big unit of knights, a unit of, I think, 3 demigryphs with a character in it, and the Lizardman was a Scarvet on Carnosaur, a unit of 10 Saurus, 2 units of Skinks, and then a Stegodon with the Bolt Thrower, and a Bastildon with the Laser Beam, Arc of Sotek, I think, yes. And this battle was nothing special. I think what was the mission? I think that we each put an objective down, so ours was over here. Sort of like it was a simplified baggage train. So they put one objective down, we put one down. You got extra points if you had a unit near it at the end of the game. Other teams were there. There was a Cathay and Bretonnian alliance. There was a Troll Horde and Night Goblin alliance. There was a Kislev. I think it was 2 Knightly Order armies maybe. And then Warriors of Chaos and Demons, and an End Times Elf Alliance of Dark Elves and High Elves, and Warriors of Chaos and Tomb Kings. Yeah, so good showing. So the Lizardman Empire got first turn. They just sort of pushed forward. Skinks didn't do much. I think both his bound item didn't go off, so that went fairly well. We pushed forward slightly. I think the cannon shot the Stegodon, did some damage. Miao Ying went into the woods so she could sort of threaten everything that she could see. Basically, yeah, I'm happy for Miao Ying to fight either the Carnosaur or the demigryphs. She just doesn't want to fight both at the same time, ideally. And then our cavalry in the center, because I think our cavalry backed up actually this turn. Because they have countercharge, we either want to guarantee that we both get to charge in, or we don't want to fail one long charge and fight them one-on-one. We want to combine our 2 units. So so again, he just sort of pushes they pushed their heavy hitters closer on this side. I think the Ark of Sotek kills off one Naga, and the Skinks killed off another one. Over here, the Pistoliers and the Scouts were dueling each other, and the state troops are moving up to face each other. And they pushed the Knights forward to force us to engage. And he was hoping, I think they were hoping that the Ark was going to sort of obliterate one of these units. So, yeah, Miao Ying charges into the Carnosaur. Okay, so we'll go over this fight. So this was actually, I think that he, I think he had the no armor save sword, I think, and then the Carnosaur. Can't remember how many wounds he did, the Scarvet, but the Carnosaur, I think, at least got one of its big bite, multi-wound D3 bites through and did 3 wounds to Miao Ying. So she was hurting, but managed to, he rolled, even with cold-blooded, he rolled an 11. And then got ran down. I think he rolled an 11 on his leadership and then like a 4 on the flee. So that was extremely unlucky. I mean, I guess it was a bit further than that, but he didn't go too far. And it did, Miao Ying just got out of Demigryph range, but then failed her restraint test. She was left looking off into nothing. What are these guys? The Jade Lancers charged the Skinks, and I think lost one on stand and shoot, and then lost one in combat, and I think gave ground from the Skinks. The Demigryphs and the Jade Lancers combined charge into the Knights and kill all but one of them, but lose the counter charge into the Jade Lancers, kills off 5 of them. So not great. And the Skinks, I don't know if he failed. I think maybe the Wizard got out and then fireballed them, which was effective. So this, yeah, the two big combats went well for us. I think maybe I failed Plague of Rust on the Knights because it's not on them right now. So the state troops turned to face off against the Demigryphs. The Stegodon came forward. It was eating cannon shots. So I think it was down to 1 wound. So he felt like he had to try and go into the state troops, get some points from them. The Demigryphs turned to face Yao Ming, and this fight over on the flank is still a stalemate. And the Basilicon was still rolling poorly and failing to laser beam off anything useful. A Pistolier kills the Stegodon, so medals all around. The Miao Ying charges into the Saurus, and actually, I think she wipes them out, but they actually, I think, did a couple wounds back to her. So I think she was maybe down to 1 wound at this point. The Drangard finally routed the Skinks, and again, he rolled super high in his leadership test. I think I won the combat by 1, and then he rolled, over their leadership, even with cold-blooded. And they were ran down, so that was lucky. And the Bastillodon came out. It was the crane guns were shooting at it, which are actually quite a potent threat into the Bastillodon. Who charges who here? So the Demigryphs charge Miao Ying, who issues a challenge, which can't be refused, and she kills with Always Strikes First. I think he accepted with his captain, and she kills him. So that's lucky. Her challenge mechanics are so useful, very strong. Then, next turn she issues another challenge and kills the unit champ, so she's still hanging out. She didn't have many wins left. The state troops, I think he just marched his Demigryphs out of the way of the state troops to avoid that fight. So the state troops are forced to just turn around. Meanwhile, they're taking shots from the Pistoliers, the cannon, and the Wizard. Miao Ying eventually finishes off the Demigryphs. And that was the end. So, it was a fairly convincing win for the Cathay Empire Alliance. So we'll just go right into game 2. Same table. I realized looking at these pictures that I actually played on the same table all 3 games, which I hadn't really noticed while going on. Fairly busy trying to run the event and play my games. So we were paired into the Troll Horde and Night Goblins, which was father and 2 son team. One of the sons was the coach. So they... this was a flanking scenario, so one army was deployed in the center column, and then you secretly wrote down which flank your army was going to come onto, and they could deploy 6 inches further forward. And you got bonus points in this mission for killing the enemy generals. We put the Empire on this flank to get the cannon on the hill, which was fairly obvious in retrospect, and the Troll Horde went on that side. I think if we had could have kept in the middle, put the Empire over here and just shot cannons for a while, would have probably been helpful, but yeah, we just went with the obvious thing, and it meant that the trolls were starting pretty close to the Empire gun line. I started meowing in human form, which maybe wasn't a good idea, but I wanted to try it out. So the trolls got first turn, just sort of ran forward. Still some stupidity being failed. The Night Goblins sort of started moving towards this corner too. The same turn. What happened? Maybe we just shuffled a bit. I'm not sure what happened. Shooting was fairly ineffective. Meowing. I think was there Eunice Squig Hoppers here that she deleted? Nope. I don't know what happened. Okay. So then the trolls managed to get 1 long charge onto the Pistoliers, who fired and fled, but the trolls managed to redirect into the cannon, kill it, and then overrun into the Pistoliers. So that was very unfortunate. I think maybe there's some stupidity fails over here. Not a lot happened. The Night Goblins just sort of moved forward to corral my cavalry. On the other tables, the Empire and Lizards were fighting the Warriors of Chaos and the Tomb Kings. The Bastildon looks like it's probably in trouble. And Warriors and Demons were fighting the Elves. Back on our table, so the Jade Lancers took the charge into the Night Goblins. They don't have first charge, so I think I'm guessing I killed a few Night Goblins and not a whole lot else happened. The Demigryphs charged into the Trolls. I think he lost a Demigryph. The Pistoliers and the Trolls continued to fight it out, and being transformed into a dragon in order to charge in here and start helping things out. I guess we killed off a River Troll at some point. The small unit of Jade Lancers charged the Troll Hoppers, and I think killed maybe a Squig Herder or 2, and then just got munched on by them. They are a scary unit. Wind Blast or something. Oh, the Jade Lancers must have charged the Squig Hoppers, killed them, and then overran into the Night Goblins. That's what happened. So then in the enemy's turn, the Night Goblins release the Fanatics. The Jade Lancers are wiped out. The Trolls wipe out the Pistoliers. The lone Demigryph keeps managing to win a combat against the Trolls and forcing them back. The Troll Hag had charged into the block of State troops, and the smart play would have probably been to issue a challenge and limit the damage she can do, but the troll player was very excited to roll on the troll chart, so he did and got the like the hug belly flop one, so it places the large template, and then he just rolled incredibly well. Did something, I don't know, like 18 wounds or something to the state troops and wiped them out, basically, or did so much they broke and were caught. So that was very impressive to see the Troll Hag go full, yeah, all out attack on those guys. Yeah, I'm not sure. Now Ying's just sort of biding her time. There's not a lot of time left, though. So she charges into the Troll Hag. They do some wounds to each other. Not a lot happens there. The lone Demigryph finally manages to defeat and run down the trolls, which is the lone bright spot. We were down to 2 units. I think of Fanatics. They released some Fanatics to kill off the last Demigryph. And then Miang and the Troll, I think, fought for 3 or 4 rounds of combat. They both got down to 1 wound at one point. And that's sort of where the game ended. Neither of them had died. So yeah, pretty resounding victory for the Trolls and Goblins. Probably should have started Miao Ying in dragon form, but the Fanatics are just such a threat to any sort of elite army. Like my cavalry can't really fight those Night Goblin units. So we would have had to have, deployed in a way that would let us shoot for quite a while and try and break up the armies. If they fell a few stupidities and they sort of get strung out, we can take them on a bit more piecemeal. But the way it was, we were pinned in this corner and they were basically on top of us from the get-go. So yeah, it was a good game. Some fun things happened with the Troll Hag. And yeah, the fact that she survived Miao Ying is sad for me. So then the third game, we were playing against the Warriors and Demons. This is a Manticore, not a dragon. This was an ambush scenario, so we it was a roll-off, and then one team was deployed in the center, being ambushed from both sides, and the team who won the roll-off could decide whether they attacked or defended, and then the team that was defending got to decide whether they want to deploy first and go first, or deploy second and go second. And so we deployed second. Went second, just we wanted to be able to counter deploy their units. So they really just had the flies over on this side. So really the main threat was coming from over here. So we deployed to counter that. The thought was the cannon could put some shots downrange, and this is a Khorne lord on Manticore, so he's going to be frenzy baited and have to charge over there. They did have some scouting units, particularly this unit of Nurglings that scouted in behind us. That would be an issue. And then vanguards from the Hounds and Furies. Other games, so top table game was Troll Hordes and Night Goblins against Elves. And the other table was, Bretonnian's Cathay versus Warriors of Chaos and Two Kings. And Kislev versus Lizards and Empire. So, so Chaos went first, pushed forward. The Nurglings were going for the cannon, which was a problem, so the balloon went here to try and stop them. But because of the cannon being in the way, it was going to have trouble giving ground with Unbreakable. I don't know. I need to learn the disengage rules better. This is a great unclean one. So a lot of combat power here. So we're maneuvering to try and counter them. The Jade Lancers used Drilled to swing in behind. So they went into marching column, then triple march back here to threaten the flanks. The cannon was focusing on the Manticore. The flies were able to make a long charge into the side of the balloon, which was unfortunate. But the Nurglings were sort of blocked out from charging the cannon. Sort of a swirling melee over here. I guess the hound managed to catch the pistoliers, who managed to kill the hound, but they were now very close to the dragon. My Jade Lancers charged a single dragon over Shartak and were brutally murdered by it. The flies would eventually grind down the balloon. The Miao Ying went into, are these plague toads or spawn? I'm not sure. Some sort of big Nurgle things that can each challenge like they're a champion. So I think she was stuck killing, just killing one of them. Maybe she didn't even manage to kill one. The Demigryphs went up and charged the spawn. So then the big fight happened where I can't remember the exact sequence of events, but the Great Unclean One killed a Demigryph, and the last one fled on one wound. There were a number of charges. It would have been their turn. So yes, that's what I missed a picture there. But the Chaos Warriors had charged into the flank of Miao Ying, who then used Stubborn. So she lost combat because there was a whole bunch of stat combat res. She lost Stubborn, came back here, reformed, and then charged back in with the Lancers charging into the side. And that basically won the game, just because it was a big swing of points. I'd missed a couple turns of photos there, but we were starting to run out of time with the store closing. So, and the Pistolier, did I miss a picture of that? Pistolier, same Pistolier, I imagine, managed to take off the last wound off the Chaos Lord and Manticore after the dragon head shot after the cannon had shot a couple times. So he is definitely getting promoted, perhaps knighted. And yeah, another fun game. So yeah, the doubles, I would say, worked fairly well. The games did take a bit longer than just a regular game, just because sometimes your opponent, you're both needing to interact with one opponent at the same time, so the other person was sort of waiting. But yeah, it went well. I thought the missions worked out fairly well, and the new changes to the game were interesting. Definitely saw more infantry, less big monsters than before the update, but I think there's still room for big monsters. Miao Ying in particular, with her challenge mechanic, is very good. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.